Oh my goodness, this team. They don't disappoint to stress the living snot out of us. However, Leafs win 4-3 in the shootout over the Vegas Golden Knights. And first off, a shootout win for the Leafs. If we go back to last year, they didn't get a shootout win until I think it was like the 9th try or the 8th try. First one of the season, and the Leafs win in the shootout. Now, I got to give a ton of credit to the Vegas Golden Knights. They come into the season, everyone thinks they're going to be a bottom feeder. They're going to be no good. Their best player is James Neal. I mean, they have Fleury. Well, not anymore, obviously. So they're just going to be a bottom feeder type of team. But they're a really, really well-structured team. I mean, they just look good. They bottle you up in the neutral zone. They make you turn the puck over. They play with speed the entire game. And after the first period, the Leafs really couldn't get much going. But the Leafs didn't do a bad job as well. The Leafs actually didn't look all that bad defensively. If you look at the shots on goal, this is including overtime, where there were 7 shots total. 28-25 were the shots on goal in favor of the Vegas Golden Knights. Those 3 extra shots were in overtime. And obviously, Maxime Legacy, like the 3rd string or the 4th string goalie. And after the first period, I thought he looked pretty darn good. But again, like I said, the Leafs didn't do a bad job. They had their legs in this game. And when the Leafs got their legs going and got their speed, whether it's offense or defense, your speed can get you back in a play and can help you break out of your zone quickly. And they were doing that in this game for the most part. Now, let's break this bad boy down, though. We've seen over the past little while that the Leafs have been scoring first. That's great, but it really hasn't worked as they give the goal kind of right back. It's been kind of like a reoccurring theme. It doesn't change in this one, though. First period, Nazem Kadri bangs in a rebound from Morgan Rielly's initial shot. Mitch Marner grabs an assist. This is on the power play. Coming into this game, over their last 6, the Leafs are only 1-12 on the power play, but they score here on the power play, kind of breaking that schneid a little bit. Good to see there, and good to see them get on the board early. But 40 seconds later, James Neal scores, making it 1-1. It happened again. I don't know if they sit back or if the other team just powers on. I don't know what happens, but the Leafs just kind of like bang, bang, up, tie game now, right? It's like less than 5 minutes in, we got a 1-1 game. You know what I mean? And we move to 5 minutes. 5 minutes later, just under 5 minutes, Austin Matthews picks the puck up in his own zone, skates through, kind of like turns his back to the defenseman, and he just does a little spin, and see you later, defenseman. Adios. As he kind of cuts to the front of the net, kind of loses the puck, but JVR is right there to bang it in the net. His 6th of the season. Matthews and Nylander. Good to see Nylander because coming into this game, only 2 assists in his last 7 games. I thought he was looking pretty good today. Grabbed an assist there, and Leafs up 2-1 there. That's great stuff. 6 minutes later with 5 minutes to go in the period, Nazem Kadri, again, being grimy. You know, Patty Marleau gets the turnover. I think he gets the turnover twice in the same play, and then fires it to the net. Kadri there, kind of like a weird backhand 5-hole on Legacy. And Legacy, I think that's how you pronounce it. His 8th of the season, 2nd goal of the game. Marleau grabs the assist, leaves up 3-1. But, I mean, we just got to be patient here because the Vegas Golden Knights are a team that do not quit. And we saw that in this game. You move to the second period on the power play. Riley Smith. And this goal was kind of the defense fault. But you know what? They played fairly well all game long. So, yeah, and it's on the power play too. Okay. What happens is, once they break into the zone, all 4 Leafs, they collapse down low. What does that leave? The point guy, wide open, who winds up, blasts it wide, kind of hits it hard enough that it bounced back to Riley Smith, who no one's taking, and bangs it in the open net. Freddie Anderson, no chance on that one. Dives across, almost gets it, can't. It's a 3-2 game. Go to the third period. It's a 3-2 game. I mean, we got the lead, but the way the team's been playing of late, I don't really know. 6 minutes in, Leafs on a change. Derek Eglin comes up. The Leafs still got a couple guys, and it's on a bad angle. Freddie Anderson, you got to have that. The book on Freddie is go high. We've clearly seen it. We heard them talking about it today. It's clear as day. Anything low, Freddie's got it covered pretty much. Anything up high, it's a mission. And you saw that here. Eglin fires a puck on the net. It was a good shot in the very top corner of the net, but there's no screen. It's a defenseman firing the puck, and it's not like he was right in front of you. He was at the top of the circle. You got to have that. Push it to the corner. Drive it out of play. Do what you have to do. But instead, Freddie whiffs on it, and it goes into the back of the net. Tie game at 3. And right there, I'm like, God, Freddie, you got to have that, man. Like, these goals are killing us. We had the lead, and now it's gone. So, we kind of trade chances late in the period. Freddie does make some very big saves late in the game. One on James Neal and Eric Howla. One was a nice save on Howla to kind of like rob him a little bit there. That's keeping the game tied at 3 heading into overtime. We head into overtime. It was really early on in overtime where, a breakout pass from the Vegas Golden Knights. Too far to handle for the forward chasing the puck, I guess. Freddie bangs it off the boards. Right to the defenseman. He's a mile out of the net. Or I think it was Howla, actually. Fires it wide of the net. Woo! And literally the last 2 minutes of overtime, everyone's freaking out. Freddie makes some big saves in overtime. I mean, he makes 5 saves in the 5 minutes of overtime. They were huge saves too. And we had a couple great chances too, just couldn't bury them. And then we go to the shootout, and all Leaf fans, I mean, every single Leaf fan's like, oh God, really? I just want to win in overtime because we suck in shootouts. First shooter, Mitch Marner. He absolutely undresses Legacy. He's had a tough time scoring in regulation and, a regular goal 5-on-5 or 3-on-3 for that matter. But he scores in the shootout on a beautiful goal to give the Leafs the 1-0 lead in the shootout. Freddie, though, and breakaways and shootouts hasn't been all that good. You know what? He does the job. Stops all 3 shots David Perron's to end it missed the net. But he makes a great save on Neal, a great save on Riley Smith. And Matthews and Marleau can't score, but the Leafs come away with the victory. Now, I understand the stats will say Freddie didn't have a great game. I understand we didn't get 2 points in regulation because of Freddie, but we got 2 points, period, because of Frederik Andersen. I know. I was about to rip on him in this video because of that tying goal. And yeah, he should have had it. He probably knows it. Everyone knows it. However, we won this game because of Frederik Andersen in the third period, through overtime, and making all 3 saves in the shootout. He did his job when he needed to. I understand we had the lead and we lost the lead, and yes, he gave up one of the goals, and it should have been a save. We should have won a reg, but you got the win. He stood on his head in overtime and in the shootout. The Leafs just got enough from Mitch Marner to score that goal and to win it in the shootout. You know what? The way the Leafs have played as of late, I'll take 2 points wherever it comes from. The Vegas Golden Knights, we've seen now, they're a tough team to face. We got 2 points. That's that. Enjoy it. I am. We're going to enjoy this for a little bit. You know what? The Leafs got to take on the Minnesota Wild next. Minnesota comes to Toronto. They're a 500 team. Dubnyk's not having his type of year, but then again, neither is Frederik Andersen. So it's going to be a tight matchup. Leafs now 9-7 on the year. That's great. 5-5-2 Minnesota Wild. Again, if the Leafs can get a win here, get a couple wins in a row at home, get the juices flowing. We saw some things today. All right, let's kind of break some positives that we haven't seen as of late. First off, a power play goal for the Leafs. That's big. Right? They haven't done well as of late on the power play. Second of all, they killed a 2-man advantage and did a really good job of it. Didn't really give up much chances, and they got the puck out very well. It was a minute 12 on the 2-man advantage. No quality chances. Great job there. We also saw, I understand Freddie, a little bit shaky, but what we saw, and we haven't seen it barely at all this year, he made some big saves when we needed him to, and the Leafs came through in the shootout. We haven't seen much of this year. I understand it's small positives you got to take from it, but the big positive in the big picture, it's 2 points. That's all you got to look at. In the end, that's all there is to it. All right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you guys enjoyed this video and you guys enjoyed this game, because it was a pretty entertaining game overall, hit that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below. What'd you guys think of the game? What'd you think of Anderson? What'd you think of the Golden Knights? What'd you think of Nylander? Matthews was supposed to not play today, and yet he was unbelievable. I mean, he was sore. He didn't look sore. He looked unreal. Let me know what you guys thought about the team overall. Who'd you like? Who'd you not like? I love the looks of Connor Carrick right now. I think he's looked fantastic so far. He's got to stay in the lineup. I can't see why he'd be taken out. And we'll talk to you guys. It'll be tomorrow, Raptors edition, as they're taking on the Chicago Bulls. at the Air Canada Centre as the Raptors look to get a win and feel good about themselves, just like the Leafs did today. 7:30 tip-off, and we'll also talk to you guys Leafs edition, like we've been briefly discussing. Leafs, Minnesota Wild, that is Wednesday night, all right? That is a Wednesday night game, 7:30 puck drop. Leafs look to win 2 in a row, start putting some consistency together, maybe see a great start from Freddie Anderson, and get another 2 points. In the long run, that's all that matters, all right? So we'll talk to you guys then, hoping for another Leafs win.